Your child says they had a good day at school, but what you're about to see through these hidden camera demonstrations will make you question everything. That girl being accidentally bumped into lockers, that boy getting screenshots of his private messages shared in group chats, that kid being excluded from every lunch table. This isn't playground pushing anymore. Modern bullying has evolved into sophisticated psychological warfare, and it's happening right under teachers' noses. I'm Dr. Sarah, and I've worked with over 4,000 families affected by bullying. Today, I'm exposing the 5 types of modern bullying that most parents and teachers completely miss, using real scenarios to show you exactly what to look for. Here's what shocked me most. The bullying we experienced as kids, the obvious pushing, name-calling, lunch money stealing, that represents less than 15% of modern bullying. Today's bullies have learned to weaponize technology, social dynamics, and even school policies to torment their victims in ways that are virtually invisible to adults. And here's the terrifying part. The psychological damage from these invisible attacks is often more severe and longer-lasting than traditional physical bullying. But by the end of this video, you'll have X-ray vision for modern bullying tactics. Type 1. Stealth physical bullying. This isn't the obvious shoving you remember. Watch this carefully. See that? The accidental shoulder check in the hallway. The oops when someone steps on feet in line. The playful shove that's just a little too hard. Notice how the bully immediately says sorry or my bad if an adult looks over. They've learned plausible deniability. Red flags for parents. Your child comes home with unexplained bruises, torn clothes, or broken belongings they can't explain. They start taking different routes to class or avoiding certain areas. Parent detective move. Ask specific questions. Not how was school, but tell me about walking between classes today. Did anyone bump into you or get in your space? Type 2. Psychological verbal warfare. This has evolved far beyond name-calling. Listen to this. Did you hear it? Nice shirt. I had one just like that in 3rd grade. Sounds like a compliment to adults, but it's a calculated insult about maturity and style. Modern verbal bullies use backhanded compliments, coded insults, and gaslighting techniques that would make adult narcissists proud. You're so brave for wearing that. I wish I was confident enough to not care how I look. That's such a unique choice. Red flags. Your child becomes obsessive about appearance, asks weird questions like, do I look weird? Or what's wrong with my clothes? They might stop wearing favorite outfits suddenly. Parent detective move. Pay attention to their reaction when certain kids' names come up. Do they tense up? Change the subject? That's your clue. Type 3. Social architecture manipulation. This is bullying through strategic isolation. Watch how sophisticated this has become. See how the group suddenly gets quiet when the target approaches? How they casually move away? How party invitations are discussed just loud enough for the excluded child to hear? These bullies don't attack directly. They manipulate the entire social environment. They turn victims into social ghosts. The whisper campaign. Did you hear what Sarah did? The fake concern. I'm worried about Emma, she's been acting weird. The social gatekeeping. This lunch table is full, sorry. This creates learned helplessness. Your child stops trying to make friends because they've been trained to expect rejection. Red flags. Your child stops mentioning friends, makes excuses not to attend social events, or says things like, I prefer being alone when they used to be social. Parent detective move. Ask about lunch and recess specifically. Who did you sit with? What did you talk about? Vague answers are red flags. Type 4. Digital psychological terrorism. This is where modern bullying gets truly sinister because it follows your child home. Watch this. Screenshot of private conversation shared to group chat. Fake social media account created to harass. Anonymous messaging apps used for threats. Today's bullies use VPNs, anonymous apps, fake accounts, and group harassment campaigns that would rival political opposition research. The receipt screenshot. Private conversations exposed publicly. The deepfake threat will make embarrassing videos of you. The social media ambush, coordinated negative commenting. Unlike playground bullying that ended at 3 p.m., digital bullying is relentless. Your child's bedroom is no longer safe. Red flags, secretive about phone, computer use, emotional after checking devices, deletes social media suddenly, asks to change phone numbers or usernames. Parent detective move. Regular phone checks aren't invasion of privacy. They're safety protocols. Look for deleted conversations, blocked numbers, and apps you don't recognize. Type 5. Institutional prejudicial targeting. This attacks children's core identity, race, religion, sexual orientation, neurodivergence, or family structure. Watch. Comments about weird family dynamics directed at kids with same-sex parents. jokes about autism or ADHD behaviors, casual racism disguised as curiosity. The most dangerous part? Adults often dismiss this as kids being kids or just asking questions, not recognizing the systematic targeting. You're so sensitive. Targeting emotional regulation differences. Where are you really from? Othering based on appearance. That's so random. Mocking neurodivergent communication styles. This type of bullying attacks children's sense of belonging in the world. It tells them their fundamental identity is wrong or unwelcome. Red flags. Your child asks to change fundamental things about themselves, stops talking about their interests or family, or shows shame about things they used to celebrate. Parent detective move. Create space for identity discussions. How do kids at school react when you mention our family, your interests, your differences? Listen without judgment. Here's what makes modern bullying so devastating. These types don't happen in isolation. Bullies use them in combination for maximum psychological impact. Meet Alex, composite of real cases I've seen. It starts with social exclusion, escalates to digital harassment, includes stealth physical intimidation, and psychological verbal warfare. Bullies create what I call total environment hostility, making their victim feel unsafe everywhere: hallways, classrooms, online social spaces. This is why traditional anti-bullying programs fail. They address playground bullying from 1995, not the sophisticated psychological campaigns of 2025. And here's the terrifying timeline. From first incident to severe psychological damage. We're talking weeks, not months. Now I'm going to give you the modern bullying detection system that has helped thousands of parents catch bullying before it causes permanent damage. The daily check-in protocol. Instead of "how was school?" ask these specific questions. What was the hardest moment of your day? Did anyone make you feel uncomfortable? Were there any moments when you felt left out? Did anyone say something that confused or hurt you? The device audit. Weekly checks of messages, social media, and app usage. Look for patterns of deletion, blocked contacts, or emotional reactions to notifications. The change detection. Document your child's normal patterns. Sleep, appetite, social preferences, academic performance. Any sudden shifts are investigation triggers. The network approach. Build relationships with other parents, teachers, and school staff. Bullying rarely has just one witness. When you detect bullying, your response determines your child's recovery trajectory. Here's the proven intervention hierarchy. Level 1. Emotional first aid. Validate their experience. That sounds really hard. Thank you for telling me. This is not your fault. Document everything. Level 2. School partnership. Not accusation, but collaboration. I've noticed some changes in my child that concern me. Can we work together to figure out what's happening? Level 3. Professional advocacy. When school response is inadequate, bring in counselors, document incidents formally, know your legal rights. Level 4. Environmental change. Sometimes the toxic environment needs to change, not your child. Alternative schools, homeschooling, or relocation might be necessary. I've seen families go from daily tears to renewed confidence using this system. Your child can recover, but early intervention is crucial. If this opened your eyes to what modern bullying really looks like, you need to share this immediately. There's a parent right now whose child is suffering in silence because they don't recognize these sophisticated tactics. Your share could save a child from months of psychological torture and a family from years of trauma recovery. I've created the complete modern bullying detection and response toolkit with hidden signs, checklists, conversation scripts, school advocacy templates, and my step-by-step intervention protocols. Link in description. Every parent needs this arsenal. This is episode 1 of my Beyond the Playground series. Subscribe and hit that bell because next week, episode 2 reveals how to bully-proof your child's mind before problems start. The conversation that creates emotional armor. Comment below. Did any of these demonstrations shock you? Which type of bullying were you previously unaware of? Your awareness helps other parents open their eyes. Remember, modern bullying requires modern solutions. Traditional approaches don't work because the problem has evolved. But now you have the tools to protect your child in 2025, not 1995. Watch episode 2 next. The 7 conversations that bully-proof your child's mind. Because prevention is always better than intervention.